Once I figured out my Amazon FBA sales funnel, it was kind of like I unlocked a superpower. And the unfortunate thing is that most new Amazon FBA sellers just never even realize how this works. The first thing you have to understand is that there's a 4-step process to moving a customer through your Amazon sales funnel. First piece of that puzzle are impressions. I search something on Amazon. Say I search soda on Amazon. I'm presented with 60 different options, give or take. So I've essentially imprinted 60 impressions onto the Amazon algorithm because I gave all of them basically the chance to show up as an option. But step 2 of the sales funnel, I would click on one of those listings. Because I think right there, that little thing we just did, taking an impression to a click, if you can win at that, half the battle's done now. If you can be the clear choice to click on, half the battle's done. When I get to this, don't worry, top secret, awesome stuff. However, so I search a prebiotic soda, I get many different brands and options. What causes me to click as a customer, as a consumer? And take a second, before I give you the answer, go down into the comments down below. I want to hear from you. I'll answer you if you have questions, but just do me a favor. Please let me know what you think it is that gets someone to move from an impression to a click. Now, as you're doing that, I'm going to butt in now. Pause it. Okay, pause it. Anything I can see has an effect. So I can see a main image. I can see a badge on some of them, bestseller. I can see a title, pack size, review rating or social proof. I can see nowadays, how many were purchased. And then I can also see a price and a shipping time. Each one of those are stacking on top of each other. So if I see a main image I really like, but the price is $750 for a soda, I'm not going to click on it. Or maybe I do just because it's so outrageous. I'm like, what the hell is this? But I'm certainly not going to buy it. If the product looks great, the reviews are raving, they're all 5 stars, there's 30,000 of them, but I see I can't get it until next year, I'm also not going to click on that option. You see how there's these little things that we don't even think about most of the time that have a huge impact on whether someone clicks on your listing or not. So knowing that, my goal, the first thing I start thinking about when I started thinking about my new Made in the USA brand, which I showed you just a few minutes ago, was how do I get it to be a surefire chance? What the hell am I saying? How do I make it certain that most people will want to click on my product, even if they don't want to buy it? Because I just have to move people through this funnel. I did that through really high quality creative. So the packaging of your offer is actually a good place to start when you're thinking about finding your next product. If you can get it to be a sure thing that you're the most clickable product in the market, like I said, half of the equation is done. Now you just have to fulfill on whatever that piqued their curiosity and deliver that in your, we'll cover that soon. But packaging your offer is super important because if we were to dump both of these out into clear containers and just write on the outside of them what they were, we would lose most of what's interesting about this. Well, actually, we'd lose all of it, right? If these were just in clear bottles, and to that point, I want to show you a really interesting rebranding this brand did. So if we do Poppy, old packaging, here we go. This used to be, check this out. This is really cool. This used to be a apple cider vinegar soda called Mother. And they just took the contents of this apple cider vinegar soda and they put it into this packaging. Which one would you rather click on? Which one would you rather buy? Now, keep in mind, a lot of their business is being done at grocery stores. So when these are on the shelves, they're competing with probably in the single can area at least, maybe 80 other cans of kombucha or sodas or sugar-free things, prebiotic drinks, you name it, right? And so this one is going to grab my attention, make it likely that at least I pick up the can. That's the equivalent of like clicking on a listing. It's like it's in my hand. Now I'm looking into it more. I'm trying to figure out more about it. Maybe I'm reading the flavors. I'm looking at the story on the back of the can, looking at sugar content, all these things. On Amazon, it's no different. Okay, so the first thing that I had to unlock and achieve when I built the product I just showed you, keep in mind it's one product, we're working on a second now, moving people from an impression to a click. Cool, got it. I know you're probably all sick of hearing that now. The next step of the process is that we have to move people from a click to an add to cart. And how do we do that? I'll ask you again. Go comment down below, please. Think of this as an interactive course. Take it seriously because this can really impact how your business works. We unlock some more information about the listing once we click on it, don't we? What's here now that wasn't just there? Price is still there. Review ratings are still there. We still see the total number of ratings. We still see the shipping time, but we unlocked secondary images. We unlocked enhanced brand content, meaning this big sucker right here. So brand story, further imagery, and creative. We call that creative. So creative is like anything that's like you're visually interacting with for the brand, like visual sales, basically. What are you showcasing? Okay. I also get the chance to read some of these reviews instead of just looking at the star rating. Now I can actually go through and read them. And most people aren't going to click through 10 pages. They're going to read the most helpful reviews right here. Okay. If you're bold as a shopper, you might click into some of these. For the most part, you're just going to be doing this. Look at a couple. Okay. People like it. It's healthy. It's good. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm probably going to scroll up. And unless I get distracted by someone else's better marketing in between here and there, I'm probably going to click add to cart if this is in fact something I was looking for. Now they have subscribe and save set up. Go one-time purchase, add to cart. The add to cart and or purchase can be made at the same time. I could just hit buy now and purchase straight from a click. Most of the time people are going to add to cart. They might do the rest of their shopping and then check out. Or they might add to cart, forget they added it to their cart, and then never check out. That's I think the least control over as an Amazon seller is persuading someone once you're in their cart to go and check out. There are some cool tricks you can do with brand registry where you can retarget people that have interacted with your brand. And I believe you can retarget add to carts. I think so. Don't quote me on that. I've been playing around with stuff like this recently. So let's go into how I would actually find the idea here, because I basically started you from the end and we're going to work backwards. Like this is the goal. So we want to create a highly clickable product, and keep in mind that all we're doing is trying to move people through a sales funnel. I want to make money. To do that, I need to sell something. To sell something, I need to increase the likelihood that people will know about it. Increase the likelihood people will know about it. I can run ads. I want to run ads profitably because I want to make money. To run ads profitably, I need a lot of people to convert once they click on my ads. So I'm actively getting people to click with great imagery, great social proof, great value, and great pricing, piquing curiosity. And then once they get to my listing, I'm stacking the value. So I'm actively figuring out or explaining to the customer why they should go ahead and convert now after they've clicked. And so the way that we do that is with improvements to our product and or increasing our value that we're offering. So here's an example: improvements. After reading hundreds of reviews, I've come to the conclusion that these customers would buy a product with the following features. Boop. And you could list features here. So, and then list how your changes will. These are the things that I'd be focusing on. This is from Alex Hormozzi's $100 million offers. He has something called the value equation. Increased likelihood of achievement. That's good. If I can, get a bunch of positive reviews, it'll increase other people's likelihood of achievement. They see those, they go, it's worked for others, it'll probably work for me. I can also increase the likelihood of achievement by bringing up pain points that have maybe previously failed them with other products and showing how you fixed it with your secondary images. That'll increase the likelihood of achievement because if the customer feels understood, they're looking at this and going, I've had prebiotic soda before. It's kind of gross. I don't really want it. And then we go, hey, we know prebiotic soda can be gross. It can leave a weird bitter aftertaste with the, fake sugars in it. We've crushed that problem. Here's what we use. Here's why it's different. Here's why it's better. Decrease the time delay. How long does that take to have effectiveness? If, your gut health is improving within 24 hours, and we're saying that, we're showing the studies to back it, and decreasing the effort and sacrifice. So in this case, you order it, you open it, you drink it. There's very little effort and sacrifice here. It's not like trying to sell someone a workout product where they have to use it consistently for 9 months and then they'll get the results that they're promising. Okay, by the way, this is all attached to an Amazon market analysis document that I've created. It's available in Savage Sellers. You can join for anything over $1. I didn't make it free because you won't value it if it's free, but you can join for anything you can afford over $1 using the link in the description. It is this course right here. Takes you from not knowing what you're doing to finding a product, vetting your product, running PPC, launching it, and more videos are coming out continuously. Now, originally, Poppy was coming up with their business plans. They might have seen a Apple. Keep in mind, they weren't originally a prebiotic soda. That was their rebrand, re-identifying who their target audience was. They started as an apple cider vinegar drink. Okay. So this is kind of the market they started in. You'll see they're still there now. So they're kind of competing with sellers like this. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that when we look at the ones that are actually advertising or marketing themselves as such, apple cider vinegar drink, really we only have a few big dogs. Apple cider vinegar by Bragg's giant bottle, Wetherspoon, and those are what I like to call old boring competitors. Okay, so nothing's really jumping out of the page. It's what you would expect to find. Looks like you can trust them. Looks like they've been selling it for years. It'll probably do the job. As brand builders and as disruptive small companies, I see it as my personal responsibility to do such. Disrupt the market, be agile, maneuver, create bold packaging that might even be somewhat, some people hate it, right? Might be a level of controversy over your style of marketing in this market. I have an edgy style of marketing on my brand in a market that you would never expect to find that in. Okay. A lot of people appreciate that. It gets them to click. My secondary images get them to purchase. We're the highest price in the market by far, by a long shot. We still achieve the sales that I just showed you. One product. So the stuff I'm talking about has worked for me. That's why I'm telling you about it. How do you find the ideas? The next part of the puzzle. It's again, seems like a weird order that I'm teaching it in. You'd think idea comes first, but no, you have to have the frame of reference to even be able to identify a good idea first. And the idea, product idea, is only as good as the market in which it lives. The markets live in the minds of customers. So we ultimately need to find customers who, I have this like cocktail party theory that I use. Like if you put 25 of your customers into a cocktail party, how many things would they relate to each other on? How well would they get along? And I think that in that test, just that kind of mental test, the better those people would get along, the more they'd be able to talk to each other. This list sucks, by the way. I'm gonna get out of here. This looks like a ChatGPT blog. But anyway, the better they would get along, the more likely you have a good customer base. Okay, I know for sure that if I had all of 30 of my customers in a room together, they would probably become friends and be able to talk to each other for a very long time. Okay, 135 hobbies for your resume. Creative arts hobbies. Check it out. DJ, calligraphy, crochet, dancing, designing, clothing, drawing, pre-styling, glass blowing. I would literally have Amazon open. I'd go to a hobbies list and I'd be typing this stuff in. Glass blowing. I'm just going to hit search on that. And then let's check it out. I'd imagine it's going to be a really small market, but the only way to find out is to open up Helium 10. I have a discount code for this in the description. While that's loading. Yeah, so I can already see when I see 461 search volume, that's starting to worry me. And then what I'm looking for as far as criteria goes here, for those of you who appreciate like solid numbers, and that's what's going to make this make sense for you, I'm looking for my main competition to be selling 5 figures consistently. Like the top 10 should all be 5 figures, and then there might even be one seller doing 6 figures. If we go back to my Amazon market analysis, I have a real breakdown of my market here. So total search volume of relevant phrases, 59 phrases make up a total search volume of 39,444 per month, $500,000 per month in total off Amazon sales. And by the way, I think this has since increased. This was a figure from last year. And then breakdown of market share. So who are your competitors? How do they interact within the market? Who owns what? So the biggest seller in my market owns 32% of all sales on Amazon. So they sell $167,000 per month. Again, this has since increased. It's up into 200,000 plus now. The next largest competitor captures just 12% of the market share. At 60,000 per month, the third 7%, 38,000 per month. For reference, we're currently capturing about 3.5-4% market share. So there's a lot of room for us to grow still. And again, I'll reference back to the beginning when I showed you my sales. Profit margin, most recent profit margin is 30%. Been bouncing around, like last 7 days, 28%. Yesterday, we did $1,600 in sales. We did $420 something, something like that in profit. So those are just some of my up-to-date numbers. Pricing. Again, this is modeled after my market. These are real numbers. Competitors that sell best on Amazon sell between $10 to $15 I'm saying that for my market, with the highest earners charging $14.99 most frequently. Comments occasionally include the fact that this is at the higher end of the scale. They would be more comfortable paying for a premium product in a blank size, similar size. So we sell at $34.99. $34.99 consistently. My competitors charge $15. People will pay more if they're an enthusiast of something, and you can prove to them that you're worth more. And then continuity. After reading hundreds of reviews, I've come to the conclusion that these customers are willing to stay with one brand if you can provide a great experience the first time, keep the quality consistent. Many customers refer to their previous orders and review sections of these products listed below, and often update the reviews if something changes. So the customers deeply care about the quality of these products in my market specifically, and they're often referring to the fact that like, I'll let you know if anything changes, 3-month update, updated in parentheses. So they're actively coming back and regarding the status of what's happening. So competitors is a good place for you to list out all of your competition. You can see here I've written out some of them and examples of what I would put there. What are primary complaints from these competitors, customers? What is their brand story? How long have they been selling? What's their main value prop, etc. List all those out, and then list your improvements. List how you're going to package that offer. Make it a no-brainer to get customers to click, and that's pretty much my approach, right? Through running customers through my sales funnel. And if you found anything helpful during this video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe down below. I know a lot of the times I personally take a lot of value away from something and I just forget. I'd love to make more videos like this for you. So win-win. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Later.